I wanted to do bad things. I wanted to rebel. I wanted out. I wanted to go to a party on a Friday night. I wanted to do things that I shouldn't be doing in high school. Like, I wanted to do that. I wanted to have fun. Hey everyone, my name is Nadine, aka Nad, and this is Keeping Up With Nad, where things get real and nothing is off limits. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. I was not a good kid. Like, not enough funny. I got in some trouble sometimes. I mean, I lied, I stole, and I hurt people. On top of it, I knew better. The craziest part is it didn't just happen once. It followed me through different stages of my life in different ways. So in this episode, I want to tell you tres stories, okay? One from middle school, one from elementary school, and one from high school that really show you who I was at the time, okay? So let's start at the beginning, because honestly, this is where it first really started showing up. So let me paint this picture for you, okay? I'm in a private school, okay? And if you watched my first episode, I told you that I was vegan, okay? So private school, me being vegan. Stay with me. So this is what I decided to do in 5th grade. I was like, you know what? I'm tired of eating vegan food, and not even just vegan at the time. Like, sometimes I would dabble in a little bit of fish. So for example, my lunch for school, my dad had the audacity to make me the most disgusting sandwich ever. 2 times he failed. 2 times he failed me. Nestor, you failed me twice. And it made me have some trauma. First sandwich, tuna. Okay, you're like, okay, tuna sandwich, cool. On whole wheat bread, because we did not do white bread. Whole wheat bread, tuna, and then the biggest, most juiciest slice of a tomato right in the center, and then the bread, okay? So I'm thinking like, oh, my dad made me tuna sandwich. No, psych, here's a big tomato. Your sandwich is soggy. This is disgusting. So that was the first time you failed me, Nestor. Second time, don't even get me started. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, I love it. I still eat Uncrustables to this day. And I thought my dad would make me a simple, peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Psych! He didn't. Instead, he made me peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but with crunchy peanut butter. And I think this is why I hate nuts and anything, because I thought it was pure, smooth, creamy peanut butter jelly sandwich. I take a bite and I'm like, oh my gosh, is there glass in my sandwich? Because it caught me so off guard. I hated it. So me going to school, bringing my lunch to school, I stopped doing it. I said, Dad, you got to stop. Mom is not even trying. Dad, please stop. I'll just eat the hot lunch at school. So just imagine me, private school, 5th grade. I'm always getting hot lunch, and I loved it because it was vegetarian and they cooked it really well. I'm going to give them props. They cooked it really good. But one thing I noticed for sure is that the kids who went to that school, oh my gosh, their lunch, Rice Krispies, hot Cheetos, fruit snacks, candy. Like, it was like a luxury. Like, every time it was lunchtime and they opened their lunch, I'd always look forward to see what they had, because I was just like, that looks so good. Can you share? I became like that kid who's like, can you share with me, please? Because I don't have this at home. I'm vegan. I don't eat this stuff. My mom would never allow me to. So I got to my limit. I was like, you know what? I need it. I'm tired of sharing with you. I need all of it. All of it. So this is what I did. I raised my hand. I said, teacher, I need to go to the bathroom. And the teacher was like, okay, take your bathroom pass and come back at an appropriate time, because if you don't come back, they're going to send another student to check on you. So to me, it was like, timer starts. I need to make this quick. So what I would do is I would run all the way to the bathroom, fake flush the toilet just in case somebody was in the bathroom, fake wash my hands, and get up out of there. And what I did was, instead of returning the way I came from the classroom, I walked the opposite direction, went all the way back I'm on the other side of the building that I came out of. And I walked back into where, imagine everybody's backpacks against the wall. Okay. And you know what came along with it? The lunch boxes. It was like hallelujah, right? So I'm like, okay, they think I'm in the bathroom. They don't know I'm back here. And I have to make sure no kid is coming to get like a pen or a paper out of their backpack, because if that's the case, I'm caught. Because what are you doing back here, Nad? So I was like, all right, I got to move quick. So the first thing I did was open a lunchbox. I said, ooh, hot Cheetos, mine. I opened another lunchbox. Ooh, Rice Krispies, mine. Ooh, I opened another one, Goldfish, mine. But here's the thing. I didn't just steal it and then just put it in my backpack and call it a day, because they would know that that was their snacks, and they would have been like, we know your mama didn't pack that. So where did that come from? So instead of doing that, I decided to eat all of the snacks in that very moment. So imagine me, hot Cheetos, room, finished, done. Rice Krispies, vroom, finished, done. Goldfish, vroom. By the time I was on the third snack, my stomach was starting to hurt. I'm not even gonna lie, no cap. I was starting to have bubble guts. And I'm sensitive, so it was just like, it became something I just did. And honestly, to be completely honest, I didn't regret it. I didn't regret it, because all you kids was privileged, okay? I just was jealous. I was like, I need this. I'm vegan. Like, please let me have some junk. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take all of it. So I ate all the snacks right then and there. And it felt so good. I felt like, yes, I'm finally knowing what it feels like to eat junk food. And it's like, I should have stopped, but I didn't until this one time. I stole from someone who was close to me. And she cried. She was like, what happened to my caramel and my apples? Because her mom cut her up apples and had a little container for caramel. I cleaned that out, okay? I saw it. I said, I'm eating that. Because I already loved fruit. So the fact that there was caramel, it was like liquid gold. And I'm pretty sure she left that school because of me, because I stole the snack. So I'm sorry, girl. I was just hungry. I was being a big bag, okay? I'm sorry. Now, looking back, that might seem small to y'all, like, okay, you stole snacks, but it really, really was not about the snacks. It was the fact that I was willing to take something that wasn't mine just to get what I felt like I didn't have. And as I got older, it didn't go away. It just showed up in a different way. And that brings me to middle school. Now, in middle school, I wasn't stealing anymore, but I did start doing something that honestly affected people way more. And that was lying. I started lying a lot, to the point where I would lie about anything. I lied about having cats. I lied about having a dog. I lied about having a boyfriend. I lied about having the newest phone. I lied about having money. And it's the thing is that I remember my friend Brianna, she would check me. She'd be like, hey girl, that's not true. Or, hey girl, I know you're lying. And the worst part is that once people start trusting you, oh my gosh, it's really hard to come back from that. Instead of fixing it, I just was like, you know what? I just need to move on. Which brings me into high school. Now, it's so funny because by the time I got to, mind you, okay, let me just reflect. I was at that school from kindergarten all the way to 11th grade. I was at the same private school. And I finally made a decision that didn't just affect me, it affected the people around me, my friends. But here's the thing, and this is where I'm going to spill some tea. I'm going to spill some tea, and I need you to get your cup ready and sip with me, because this is where it gets real. So freshman year, I met my wonderful friend Cal. Shout out to my girl Cal. Love you, girl. Love you down. And honestly, we partied hard. We partied hard, okay? My parents had no idea I was partying that hard. But I partied hard, okay? I partied real hard for a freshman. And honestly, I think a lot of my friends didn't want to go down that path of partying with me. They were like, that doesn't really align with me. And I think our friendship started to not only grow because more people started to become friends with me and my other friend at that time, but I think the decisions that we were making at that time really built a wall between each other. And the only reason why I say that is because I remember, I kid you not, I think it was end of sophomore year. This one girl who we were close with was just like, yeah, my mom said I can't hang out with y'all no more. Or I think it was like, oh, my boyfriend told me like hanging out with you guys is just not a good influence. And I'm just thinking in my head at that time, I wanted to beat her up. I was like, let's run the fade. But then at the same time, I was like, I'll get in trouble for it. And then I'll get in trouble by my dad. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. So when that happened and when she told us that she didn't want to be friends with us anymore, all my other friends were like, oh my gosh, that's like crazy. And I was just thinking to myself, like, for sure, just go. Because like, I guess I saw us falling, or not falling apart, but like I saw the distance growing between us, and I just didn't care. So I was just like, okay, cool. You don't want to be my friend. I still got this other girl who wants to be my friend. But then junior year came and I was just reflecting. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to be a senior. And knowing that, I realized I wanted to leave. I told my friends, I was like, 11th grade. When I was in 11th grade, I told them, I was like, hey, I'm leaving. I'm going to go to a rivalry school. So what's so funny is the school I ended up going to was a school that we hated, because having private schools, you play other private schools and sports and stuff like that. And there was this one school specifically that was better than us. I'm not going to lie. They were way better than, like, way better. Like, it was like the Clippers versus the Lakers. Like, they were way better. Like, it was obvious. And they were a bigger school. They were still private, still Christian. But it was just, the amount of kids over there, it was so much greater. And I feel like they had a better chance of having more successful and more, what's the word? Competitiveness, because of how many people went to that school. And I told my friends, I was like, look, I'm going to leave. And they were like, no, you're not. You're not going to actually leave. And I was like, yeah, I don't like it here. You guys are kind of boring. You guys are connecting or having things that you guys relate to. I didn't relate to. Like, I didn't want to go to Vespers all the time. I wanted to do bad things. I wanted to rebel. I wanted out. I wanted to go to a party on a Friday night. I wanted to do things that I shouldn't be doing in high school. Like, I wanted to do that. I wanted to have fun, because let's also think about this. My mom was sick since I was like I said, since I was like maybe 8 years old. My mom's always been sick. So I'm in 11th grade. I hated coming home. So I wanted to do things that I could rebel. I wanted to do bad things. I wanted to be with the cutest boys. Like, I just wanted out, okay? I wanted to rebel. And my parents had no idea of this. Nobody did. Everybody thought like, oh, she's going to a Christian school. She's doing good. No, I was not. I was doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing. And honestly, I'm glad I did, though, because I didn't want to live with regret. I didn't want to think like, oh, I'm going to stay here till 12th grade. I'm still with the same dang kids. Like, I didn't like that. It didn't seem fun. It seemed boring because everybody else was connecting with each other. And I just, even though I had my 2s and my 3s, like my 2 and 3 friends, it wasn't enough for me. So I decided to leave. In 12th grade, I left and I went to a different private school. And it affected the people around me really hard. And I didn't realize it. And I didn't care at that time. I was just like, I want to do what I want. Doing what I want. Like, I wanted to do what I want all the time. And I always felt like to put myself first. I wanted me to be happy. I didn't care about other people's happiness because I didn't feel like that mattered at that moment. Straight up. So when I went to 12th grade, I had a blast. I thought I was going to school with rich kids then. Oh my goodness. When 12th grade came, the people I hung out with, their mansions were so big. Like, I was like, wow, this is so much fun. I'm hanging out with the rich kids, the cool kids. I'm loved. I'm welcomed. Like, it was so much fun. Like, all my friends, majority of my friends were guys. To be honest, in my senior year, I had like 4 or 5 guy friends that obviously was straightly like platonic. I was not attracted. I didn't mention this, but the school that I transferred to was predominantly Asians and whites. And somehow I still felt welcome. But the same demographic was at the school that I was from K to 11th grade. And I didn't feel welcomed. I don't know what it was. I think it was more cliquish over there. And surprisingly, when I transferred over, like, I had a blast. I cannot lie. I had so much fun. Like, for example, let me just tell you one fun thing that we did. Oh, we went to Lake Havasu. First of all, don't even know where that is. I failed geography. I don't know where that is. I think it's Arizona or something. I had so much fun. We rented out the whole entire like hotel/resort that was there. So like we all had our own rooms. We woke up whenever we wanted. We went out into the lake. I did wakeboarding, I think. I did something that pulls you with the boat. I was having so much fun. And I was like, this is exactly what I envisioned for myself my senior year. I wanted to have fun. Did I do good academically? No. I got an FA and I had to do a class over it. An FA, for if you don't know, is a failed absence class, meaning that I didn't go to school. I didn't go to class at all. Like, I just told myself, that's the thing. Not only did I have so much fun my 12th grade year, I did what I wanted. I continued to do what I wanted, what I thought was best for me. And that was not going to class. There was a family marriage class that was just not entertaining. Oh, I was like, I'm out of here. And then they told me, they're like, hey, you missed this class more than 6 times. If you don't retake it, you're not graduating. And I was like, yikes. Yikes. That was like a big reflection. I was like, okay, let me get it together. I was having too much fun. But yeah, and I had a blast. I met my friend Karen. Love you, girl. And yeah, I didn't meet her, but I already knew her. She was there, and it was just so much fun, honestly. And I did softball. It was just so much fun. Like, I just felt like I could do whatever. Nobody knew my past. That was awesome. So yeah, I really, really put myself first, and I don't regret it at all. Maybe I could have chose to communicate with those people that I left, but I really just wanted to put me first. And I hope that nobody's upset about that. I hope you understand that the reason why I did that wasn't just to say bye, out. I didn't want to make it seem that way. I really wanted you to understand. Let me get the words out. I really wanted you guys to understand that I really was unhappy. Even though it looked like I was happy and I was close with y'all, I feel like nobody was pouring into me. I feel like I poured all into y'all and it wasn't getting reciprocated. And it kind of hurt me. But since I was so already distanced from you guys, it was easier for me to leave. That's the truth. I just felt like, you guys care about each other more. It wouldn't matter if I left. I didn't even think you guys would even notice. And I knew y'all was getting all a little too close. I didn't want to cry my senior year and be like, I'm going to miss you guys. I didn't want to do all that crap. I didn't. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to be like, this is our senior year. Let's live it up. The night is still young. Literally, you know that song by Nicki Minaj. But yeah, literally, I wanted to have fun. That was it. I was already miserable at home. So I was just like, please, at least one thing, let me leave. And I did. And I respect my dad so much for that, because he was trying to question and be like, Nadine, why are you wanting to leave? Are you getting bullied? Da, 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 da. Now, to answer that question, was I bullied? Yes and no. So it wasn't like, ha ha, you're la la la. It wasn't like that. I wasn't getting bullied like that. No. It was more so people would make certain comments that were racial, and especially since it was predominantly whites and Asians, some Mexican, it didn't sit right with me, and I would remember those moments. And I remember, I kid you not, I think after I graduated high school, I went on a rant on social media, and I was upset. I straight up just said it what it was. I left no, I don't know. I just poured it all out on there on social media. And I straight up was like, that school treated me terribly. I basically talked about the moments where people would make racial comments about me, and it hurt me. But I didn't dwell on it in that moment. I just made note of it so that, when the time comes, I'm going to let people know about it. And since I'm here today, I told myself I'm not holding anything back. And I want the world to know about this. One thing for sure that really upset me was after I made that social media post about what I went through. And yes, I was speaking off emotion. So yes, there are some things I could have not said, or maybe I said some things that could have offended people, maybe. But I was really trying to express what I went through, the racial, on when I'm talking about racial things that I went through, because that really did upset me. And what's so crazy is the one person that I was low-key talking about reached out to me, and he was like, Nadine, I don't think what you said is true. I think you should take this post down because you know that our school is not like that. We're not racist, da da da. And I was just thinking to myself, I was like, why the HE double hockey sticks would you even reach out to me and open your mouth and think that what I'm saying is not true? Like, you just think I'm a liar? I mean, I did lie in the past, I get it, but like, what I'm talking about is straight truth, straight facts. And the fact that you came up and messaged me saying that it's not true, and sitting now thinking about it, he really had me messed up. Like, he really had me messed up. He like sent me a long paragraph too, and I don't remember what he said, what he got going on, but I want the world to know. And I'm thinking, should I say his name or not? I'm gonna say his name. Because what I say is gonna be nothing but the truth and all the truth, straight truth. Matthew, you had me messed up. Straight up. You did. I don't care how my dad feels about you, because you shouldn't have even opened your mouth and said that I was lying. Like, what? Why would I lie about that? And it was you who would open your mouth and make comments about my features and me being black and me if I like Kool-Aid and if I like watermelon. Like, those things weren't funny. And maybe I kikied it up with you, but that wasn't funny to me, realistically, at the end of the day. It's the fact there was no accountability or nothing, and you just felt like you were Mr. Perfect. Please. Please. So yeah, I had to air that one out because he had me messed up. And I feel so much better letting that go, because I've held that in about how I felt about that person for so long, because he really had me messed up. It was really that deep. And I didn't tell anybody that, nor I didn't think anybody would realize that's why I kind of left. But those were some of the reasons why I left. I felt like I wasn't fitting in, and I was tired of trying to fit in. I wanted somebody to be like, hey, come with us here. Or, hey, you know what? It doesn't matter what you look like. Like, you could still chill with us. But like, sometimes I didn't feel like that. Straight up. And yes, so that's like on top of one of the reasons why I left. And it is what it is. And I don't regret it. And I don't regret telling other people that I don't like you, Matthew. I'll say it again, because I don't. I never will. And I'm going to sit that forever. But after this episode, I'm going to make sure that I'm moving on gracefully, because I'm never going to dwell on somebody who had me messed up. Yes, people will always have you messed up. But that right there, reaching out, taking time out of your day and trying to tell me what I said wasn't true, was wrong. So, and I hope somebody that knows him sends it to him and he sees it and he's like, huh? Okay, what? Yeah, I said it. But anyways, basically, I just put myself first at the end of the day, and I didn't care about what people felt. I didn't. So if you ever have the opportunity to put yourself first, just do it. But do it in a way to where you're intentful. And is that a word? Intentful? You know what I mean? Like, you mean it. If you're going to do something, mean it and stand by it. Don't ever feel like, oh, I shouldn't have done it because she was sad that I left. No, because when I left, those people that were sad about me, they replaced me with somebody else and moved on. So it's like, if they can move on, so can I. What's the big issue? I don't see the issue. I just put myself first. And it is what it is. And when I look back on all three of these moments, I see the same pattern. Same pattern. In elementary school, I took what I wanted. Middle school, I lied to fit in, to protect myself. And in high school, instead of dealing with things, I just walked away. And at that time, I didn't think of myself as a bad person. I just wanted to do what I had to do. And looking back, I can see how those things kind of affected people and kind of shaped who I was becoming, to be honest. And I'm not proud of it, but at least I'm honest. You can't say I lied. I'm telling you the truth. And I think that's the first step in actually growing from something, because I'm ready to, I've been ready to grow. I've been ready to be a different person. But see, the truth is, you don't just wake up and become a different person. You have to look back and be like, ooh, let me act like that. Nestor? No, it was me. It was me. I let myself act that way. I fooled everyone. I manipulated. I just did what I wanted. And And I have to look back on that. And I have to reflect, and I have to get my closure from that, because that's how I allow myself to grow and be a different human being. So yeah, that's what I had to say today. I had to let everybody know how I was feeling. And I'm happy I finally get to talk about this, because I feel like I've been holding it in, bottling it in, and just talking to myself about it, because I really don't have anyone else to reflect to or vent to. Maybe I need therapy. Let me know. Comment in the comments if I need therapy. But like, seriously, I just needed this moment to reflect and let everyone know. Spill all the beans. Yes, I stole. Okay, I'm sorry. I ate snacks. Yes, I lied. Sorry. I just wanted to fit in. And yes, I left because I felt like nobody cared about me anymore. Okay, I left. I went out, partied, lived it up. YOLO. I didn't care, okay? But it is what it is, and I did it. But I want you guys to know that looking back, I definitely learned from it. I'm not over here just trying to show off my mistakes and be like, yeah, and you can't do nothing about it. Like, it's not like that. It's more so just letting you guys know that's who I was, but now, who I am now is a completely different human being. Oh, wait, let me tell you something before I say bye. Wait. The next episode, if you think this was tea, the next episode, I'm not even going to tell you what it's about. I'm not. You just have to watch it. Because if you don't watch it, how you going to keep up with a girl like me? How you going to keep up with Nad? How you going to keep up? So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe too. Do all that too. Share it to your friends. Be like, oh my gosh, girl, I can't believe she said that about that person. Yeah, I said it. Because I'm going to stand on it. And that's just how I am as a person. But anyways, that's all I have to say for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. See you on the next one. Don't catch up. Keep up with your girl, Nad. Thank you so much for joining me on that episode. Wasn't that conversation interesting? I suggest you to follow me on my socials so you can keep up with me. And hey, don't catch up. Keep up with your girl, Nad.